One of my favorite things about camping is getting up in the morning and cooking breakfast. We got 2 boys that like to get up real early, so always good to kind of get that appetite going first thing in the morning. Try to mix it up a little bit every morning. This morning we're going with on the Blackstone here, going with some breakfast sausage and little pancakes. Simple but tasty. We're on top of Bell Mountain overlooking Lake Chatuge, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Overlooking Hiawassee here. Jeez. What do you think, honey?
I love it, it's beautiful.
Let's climb up here and get even higher, Bubby. What you think? Are they big mountains?
Yeah.
You want to climb them?
Yeah.
Now we're at the very top. There's some steps we climbed. You can get an even better view up here. So on the way in this place, we see all these signs that says cameras in use, no painting. But it looks like at some point in time, the graffiti people had their way with all these rocks here. And I'm not sure if they put up the signs after this happened or people just get out here instead. But there's not much here that isn't painted. All kind of different symbols and names and anything you can imagine. Ta-ta. Be careful.
Hey, look.
Look. No, not right there, Tata, not right there. There's some more of the graffiti work right there. I don't know how some of these people got way up there and painted that. That looks pretty dangerous to get up there, but at some point somebody did. Painting on all them rocks. Even Scooby-Doo's been up here, signed his name right here on this rock. So this is the little stretch here where they say drive at your own risk. I just want to show you how steep it is right here. Saw a guy earlier on a motorcycle. I have no idea how he got down safely on a motorcycle, but I mean, it is steep. It's almost dangerous to walk it. We didn't want to walk it with the kids, but definitely gonna be on the brakes going down.
Oh, this is growing out of rocks. Be careful, Titus. Be careful.
What'd you say, Tata?
Hi.
We're so high.
But I'm as high.
Yeah, you are. You are the taller one of us because you're way up there.
I'm not a big fan of heights. This is a little spooky right here. But there ain't nothing holding you back right there. Just a rock and the rest of the world. And we made it without tearing up an ankle. Back down to the bottom. Watch out, Ty-Ty. Night 3 here in Hiawassee. We got the fire going good. Always nice to hear that creek run in the background. Got some good coals working there. Plenty of firewood to work with tonight. Always got to build a big nice fire on the last night. Gonna do some s'mores later with the kids. Just doing a little rock painting project earlier with the kids. They've already eaten some hot dogs we threw on the Blackstone, and we're gonna have some bratwurst on the Mini Weber here. This little puppy right here I've had since way back in my tailgating days at the University of Georgia, and just a good piece of equipment here. We got some Johnsonville brats we're gonna throw on here. A little indirect heat, just kind of let them do their thing. Get them all on here, and got our coals on one side, put our bratwurst on the other side, put our lid on there, get our vents going so the smoke is coming up on top of the brats there, and we'll just kind of set it and forget it for a little while, let that ride, and those ought to be good and tasty in a little while. We'll flip them one time, and nothing like some good brats out here, the fire burning and the creek in the background. Tata, what you got?
Water.
You got some water? You thirsty? You been playing hard?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. You were thirsty, weren't you? Let me show you all this giant squash we picked up at the farmer's market here in Hiawassee. This, it looks like a gourd. This is actually called a cushaw squash, a green striped cushaw squash. I've never seen one this big. I'll back up and reference so you can see how big it is compared to the width of the camper. This thing weighs about 15 pounds or so. It's huge. And just couldn't pass it up. You can eat these. You can make pumpkin pie out of them, winter squash soup, whatever you want to. We'll probably save some seeds and grow them in our garden. I've never seen one that big. I just thought it was amazing. So we'll be taking that home with us as a little treat from Hiawassee. Let's check on these brats here. I believe they're about ready. They look like they are. Nice color on them. Coal's still pretty hot. Unfortunately, I ain't got anything else to grill tonight, but if I did, we could do it. Now, if you've ever cooked these things, you know when you take them off the grill out there, they are piping hot. So we're gonna put them in some tin foil, let them cool down a little bit. Other thing is, if you got kids, you know that you don't always get to eat exactly when you want to. So it's starting to get a little dark around here, if you can tell on camera here, but light's coming down a little bit, and so we're gonna get these kids to bed, and by that time these things should have cooled off a little bit. We'll be ready to eat and enjoy ourselves. So we're finally getting around to eating our bratwurst. What you think, honey?
They're good.
They're good. We got them going on here. I like just mustard on mine. I didn't bring you my homemade sauerkraut. That's usually what I put on it. We found this. It's up here. They don't have Publix and Winn-Dixie like they have back home. They just have Ingles. And man, they have a great selection. Found this stuff. I don't know if this is generic brand or what. This is some good mustard here. Even Bubby's eating a hot dog. How many s'mores did you eat, Bubby?
One.
Just one? I think you ate more than one.
I got one to Mom.
Oh, you gave one to Mama? So this is our last night here at Bald Mountain Campground in Hiawassee. And as we plan on doing with every place we visit, want to give a little campground review, some pluses, some minuses for you guys out there who are interested in visiting any of these places. Kind of give you an idea of what to expect, what we liked.
Yeah.
Maybe a few things we didn't like. I'd tell you in general, this has been a great overall experience, but we'll go through some of the details.
I feel like we need a song, like Campground Review.
Campground review time. So we went to Bell Mountain today. Went up a nice big mountain. We could see the whole Lake Chatuge area. That was really nice.
Beautiful.
Came back. I actually went to Walmart. Rode over to Blairsville. Went to Walmart to get the kids a bike.
Didn't turn out as well as we thought.
And had a couple accidents on the bike. We still got some work to do. We live out in the country, so we don't have any pavement around our house to teach the kids how to learn a bike. So, teach the kids how to ride a bike.
Yes.
And
so we're definitely getting schooled here because they're like 2-year-olds riding a bicycle better than me.
Yeah, our kids are a little behind on the bike riding, but we're going to try to get there. So we got that. Came back here and just had a nice afternoon playing around. Playing in the creek. I went for a little bike ride, a little 15-mile ride, and then soaked in the cold creek with the kids. That was really nice, and just had a nice, relaxing last day here.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So all right, let's start with Campground Pros.
Let's talk about the Campground Pros. So, this place, which Hiawassee's only about 4 or 5 miles away, probably 10 minutes away, considering you riding on curvy mountain roads.
Yeah.
This place is in the middle of nowhere, but when you come up on it, it's like almost like this oasis in the middle of nowhere. It's really, really nice. It's really clean. It's very well kept up.
Yes, very much
very well maintained. And considering all that, the price per night, I think it's $50 a night, is not that bad.
Yeah, not bad.
It's more expensive than the state park. State parks usually are running about $30, $35 a night around here.
But well worth it. There's lots of things here, which we'll link the website below for this place, but there's a baseball field. There's multiple playgrounds. There's this creek, which I think is the #1 selling point.
But just to be clear, every camping spot is not on the creek.
No, this place is
we did
huge.
request one on the creek.
Yeah, this place is huge for sure. They have...
Well, there's 270 something sites. So
277.
Plus, you got these little cabins people rent, or some people own them. They live there full time. Some people rent them.
When we say cabins, they look like little houses.
Little tiny houses.
They're
about the size of a large pull-behind camper.
Yes, exactly. But they're all very nice, well maintained. But last night they had movies under the stars, where they showed a movie at 8 p.m. They had a church service this morning. They had a parade, golf cart parade.
Had a little Labor Day parade today where all the locals or the people that bring their golf carts kind of dittied up their golf carts with American attire and
threw out candy to the kids.
Rode around, threw out candy. It was nothing fancy, but stuff like that kind of adds up. The kids really like it.
Yeah, and I think the best thing is there's a lot of green spaces and open fields to run in, or just anything. So if you have a dog, this would be great because you could throw the ball with your dog. I mean, they had a few open fields probably the size of a football field. And right here where we are, there's a really large, I wouldn't say really large, but an open green space where the kids have been able to play. And it's been so nice. We've just sort of sat in front of, we met some friends and sat in front of their camper and we're able to watch our kids play in the grass so we don't have to worry about them in the road. Because while this place is huge and it's so nice, there are a lot of people on golf carts. So we have had to be a little bit of, hey, get out of the road, get your bike up, get your scooter up, move out the way.
But it's pretty traffic friendly. Everybody's been really nice.
Oh, yeah.
And so you talked about the open fields. There's also a swimming pool here. Me and Bubby got in the swimming pool for a little bit this afternoon. Kind of cooled off. We talked about the creek. There's a little pond.
Is there one or two?
Well, there's a couple little watering holes that feed into the pond. There's a pond there you can fish in. I think you can keep, if you catch catfish, you can keep those. You have to throw back the bass and brim. There's also paddle boats you can rent on the pond. There's a putt-putt course.
Oh, yeah, there's
right beside the kind of main office there.
There is a store on site, which is nice.
The store on site is nice, and they don't have a ton, but they have a lot of the bare necessities. If you didn't want to, drive the 10 minutes to Hiawassee, you can ride your bicycle basically right up there to the store, walk up there.
I don't even know that it's 10 minutes to Hiawassee though. It's 4 miles to a Dollar General.
Yeah.
Which is basically in Hiawassee.
But when you're out here, you feel like you're,
right, middle of nowhere.
That's right. So as far as the amenities goes, really nice, cost effective. I really like the last the first two places we camped at had more of a dirt floor to the campsites to say.
Yes, sandy.
Yeah, and this is all gravel, all rocks, which for me, I'm really tender-footed. It means I have to wear shoes all the time. But the neat thing is the camper hasn't gotten really dirty. When we go to these places, there's a lot of sand, ground around the campsite. Yeah. The camper usually ends up getting pretty dirty, and the sheets get sand in them, and then it just ends up being a mess. So they do take good care of the campsite, gravel everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that's definitely a plus.
Everything's picked up nice. There's no trash. There's no litter. Nothing. And they're so nice. Like when you check in, you get a little booklet. Has the Wi-Fi. Oh, there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can see the map here. Now the Wi-Fi, I will say this about the Wi-Fi. It works better late in the evenings. During the middle of the day, a lot of these people here are retired, and they
I think they're
there's one guy right down the couple campsites from us. I ain't kidding you, y'all. He sat in a chair for he got up to walk his dog 2 or 3 times, but he sat in a chair for 5 or 6 hours straight. Not watching TV, not on his phone, just sitting there, just enjoying life. Hey, that's what's good for you. That's what's good for you. Anyway, they have a really nice map here. Shows you where you are in relation to everything else. You can see all the lakes and everything. The Wi-Fi works better at night when there's not as many people on it.
Yeah.
But they do have it, which is convenient because there's no cell service out here.
So wait, let me hold this real quick.
Sure.
I want to say, so we are in campsite 56, which I think is.
Well, you can't be giving away that because now that's the one.
Now they're gonna know.
Yeah, now they're gonna. Every time we want 56,
don't book our campsite.
Everybody else is gonna be asking for it.
But if you look on their map and you see where we are, and you go back towards lower numbers, all of these are along the creek, and they're all good-sized campsites. The only campsite that I see that is not great is the one right beside us, which I think is 55. It's just really, really small. So they really pack you in, but I feel like we've had a lot of great room, and we're directly across from the bathhouses.
Yeah. So, and camper-wise, I think I've counted maybe 4 pop-ups here out of it's full house this weekend, so there's 250 plus campers here, and I think there's only 4 pop-ups here.
Yeah,
so
total.
Not a ton of pop-ups. There's a lot of big, nice campers, but also a lot of just kind of normal size, pull behind, 18, 20, I don't know what they are, 25 foot, just kind of guesstimating. But when we're going there, let's talk about a few of the downsides here. Not many to our overall positive experience.
Yeah, we're being picky.
We just want to give y'all a few negatives just so you understand. One, which we were alluding to just a second ago, is that it is pretty tight quarters. Now, I don't think it's this way all the time. This is Labor Day weekend. We got COVID going on. Camping is more popular than ever. This thing is packed to the brim. But when it's packed to the brim, they got you stacked in there. We got fortunate with our spot. We're actually able to park our camper sideways where everybody else is stacked in there, like boom, boom, boom. And just luck of the draw with our spot. But it's pretty close quarters, I would say, for sure. Yes,
close quarters, which I think could cut either way. If you're here camping with friends, it's great that you're this close together. But there's not a whole lot of privacy. So we're literally 6 feet from our neighbors. But they all the
we've got good neighbors.
Yeah, we do. We have great neighbors. But all the campsites do have picnic tables, a great hookup,
fire pit.
That was nice. They don't have grills. Not a big deal. I mean, I don't think I've ever used a grill at a campground anyway. They look gross. But this has all been nice. So our site is definitely a favorite.
So it's a little packed in there. That's one negative. That has affected us a ton, but I can see where it'd be a problem had we got shoved in the middle of some of these big campers.
Yes.
We're right close to the bathhouse, and I would say the bathhouse is pretty clean. I mean, it's state park kind of clean.
Yes, very clean. The only downside is it doesn't have an AC, which I think it really isn't that bad. We're not in South Georgia.
It hasn't bothered me any, but
yeah. But if you had been, have you taken a lot of baths?
I took a couple. When we go camping and I get in that creek,
that is not a bath. That is not a bath.
The creek, Waller, and tends to service the bath for me.
Yeah,
That's still pretty good. Well, pretty good right now.
I'll check that. So the bathrooms are very clean, very nice, great, large shower. But it doesn't have AC. So if you're in there trying to do your hair, not that anybody does their hair while they're camping, but if you're just in there trying to get dressed, I could see where it would be very warm during the summer. I feel like we're really the only ones that have had to use that bathroom a lot because, like we said, there's a lot of...
nobody there. Most of these are big campers. They all got their own shower.
Yeah.
And it's pretty quiet in there. It's easy to go in there, use the bathroom.
Shower.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah, so that's the only thing.
What else would you say was a slight negative?
I don't really know that I can think of any. I mean, I feel like there's a good amount of traffic just because there's so many people in here, but everyone's been very careful. I'm not saying that there's cars come by every second, but there's a good amount of leaving and coming and going.
If you're the type of person that likes extreme solitude and doesn't like to be bothered, this might not be your cup of tea. If you're the type of camper that likes to walk around and talk to people about their campers and kind of shoot the bull and what are y'all cooking for supper tonight? This is what we're cooking. Kind of. Yeah. If you're a socialite camper, like to kind of socialize, talk to people, this is a great place. Everybody here has been really super friendly.
Oh, so friendly. I say that's a camping thing.
Yeah, it might be. It might be just a camping thing.
I tried to ask one guy about his pop-up. I was like, hey, I like your pop-up. He said nothing.
But most everybody, we're always kind of walking around, especially at night, walking around seeing what kind of gear everybody else has got and looking for new ideas. Like we saw these people with a 5-gallon bucket and they put a LED shop light in the bottom of it and it kind of lights up. Now, it's not near as bright as say this lantern here. But it was just a neat idea we saw. It kind of
decorated it on the outside, like put a piece of vinyl with their name on it, and so that was really cute.
So,
oh wait, I have a pro real quick.
Okay.
I thought it was good. This place would be ideal if you have a camper and your friends don't have a camper, parents don't have a camper, because some of the little cabins are so close to the campsites. So you could come here. We met a couple here. Their parents and some other family came and stayed in the cabins, and they had like a birthday party for their little boy. So it was so nice. The parents don't have a campers and their friends don't have a camper, but they were all able to come together because of these type of amenities. So that's another great plus that you don't find.
Well, we got a lot of friends, unfortunately, that are not very outdoorsy, and they're not about the camping life. But they would be about staying in that cabin and coming over and hanging out with us. They just want to sleep in this bed and have a TV. So
they don't want to cook outside.
It would be a good spot for us to take some of our friends who wanted to kind of act like they were camping, but not really. Just kind of go back to their cabin later at night.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyway, I would say definitely, we don't necessarily have a rating system yet, but I'd say definitely 2 thumbs up for me. We definitely come back here. I think it could be a little different if it was Labor Day weekend, but given they're at max capacity and we have such positive things to say about it, I think that says a lot for the campground.
Oh, for sure. Organized. They're so organized.
Organized,
got
clean.
to it too. So we talked about the campground, which is great. I wanted to mention a few good things about this town and sort of what's around.
About Hiawassee in general?
Yeah, Hiawassee in general. So just if you come to the area, the good thing, you could stay at this campground all day long. Not go anywhere else, have tons of fun. Have things to do, especially if you have children. Tons of people are walking, exercising, riding your bicycles, whatever. You would never have to leave. But if you did want to leave, Hiawassee is, like you said, not far, maybe 10 minutes away. And we checked out Bell Mountain. Is that what it's
Bell
called?
Mountain.
Bell Mountain. Beautiful.
We got some footage of that.
Yes, it's 4 miles from here. So close.
Browstown Ball just closed, which is the highest point in Georgia. So I'm correct. I've been there a time or two. We didn't go this weekend.
Helen, Georgia is 20 miles away, maybe, as well as Unicoi. So you could always go to Unicoi for the day, hike, do whatever you want to do, check out some other their amenities. Go to Helen. You can go tubing.
Yeah, Helen has Oktoberfest going on right now, which is not necessarily the most kid-friendly thing to do, but great if you're just here with just adults. Go there, eat, and
it'll be fun.
Eat and enjoy a few good brews, have a good time there. Unicoi, Helen, Blairsville. It's kind of in the middle of a lot of good little mountain towns.
Yeah, so we found a lot of good stuff to do. Just a quick little trip. was nice. Just I'm saying, just a quick little trip into town. You're never too far from anywhere. If you have little girls, I really wanted to go to Cleveland to go to the Cabbage Factory. But my boys will not be into that, so we weren't able to do that. But Cleveland's only about 30 miles away. And that is always a must-do for my friends with little girls that live going there.
That's right. So we got several more mountain trips planned throughout the fall. This is the time of year we love being up here, getting away from the hot weather, nice and cool. It ain't quite got long pants weather up here, but I imagine by the time we come back in October, it'll be nice and cozy, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're hoping our heater works.
Yeah, we haven't tested out the heater.
We're just in the highest.
But I have slept up here, primitive camped up here in the tent with blankets and good sleeping bag before and been fine. So I'm not necessarily worried about the heater as much as long as the AC works in the summertime.
Says the man who made us go to a store today to find yourself another blanket. Well, you said it was so cool.
The fancy looking designer comforters my wife bought, while they do look very pretty and stylish, they are not very warm. And so I had to go supplement with some blankets and get a couple blankets that are going to stay in the camper. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and we'll see you guys on our next camping trip.
See you later.